Hello and welcome to the Dragon Den. I'm King of Dragons 5000 and today I have another action figure review. Today I'll be taking a look at the Jakks specific Super Sonic from the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie. It's quite amazing that Jakks specific was able to give us a Super Sonic, and he looks very impressive here. Harnessing the power of the 7 Chaos Emeralds, Sonic's blue fur does turn gold, and it's captured perfectly in this figure. Just like with all the other figures from this line, Sonic unfortunately doesn't come with any accessories. Having a closer look at Super Sonic, they did a really good job with the sculpt here on Sonic. Utilizing the base part of the original Sonic figure with a brand new head, it looks very impressive. As we take a look at Sonic's head, you can see that his quills are now pointing up from this surge of energy. Add to it, his eyes go from green to red with his newfound power. His furrowed brow is sculpted perfectly, and just like with all the other figures, his eyes are painted behind this translucent plastic. Because of the similar colors, his muzzle does kinda get lost in translation, but his nose is still very prominent. The sculpt on his fur is still quite impressive, and the detailing on it is spot on. And you can see that his quills are pointing upwards as he is surging with chaos power. As we get to his body, he utilizes the exact same sculpt that we saw from that previous Sonic figure. His belly is still colored in that peach, but just like with his muzzle, kinda gets lost with the new yellow plastic. The sculpt work on this Sonic is still very strong as it carries over that original sculpt, and the quills on his back are still sculpted nicely. The sculpt work is so impressive you can even see his little tail. Because he does use that original Sonic sculpt, his arms are still rather thin but carry over all that impressive sculpt work. Going all the way down to his glove cuffs, which is still sculpted in white plastic. And the reuse of the hands is still quite good as his gloves are still molded in that impressive white plastic. And because it is a remold, the legs are going to be the exact same from that previous Sonic figure all the way down to the sculpted detail. His socks still have that impressive line work, and the detailing on his shoes is still impressive. And I still like the fact that his shoe is nicely textured, giving it some really good detail. Overall, despite having a brand new head and a brand new color scheme, this is still a very impressive Sonic figure. I really do love the attention to detail giving him his upward pointed quills, as that is very accurate to the Super Sonic character. With his paint and details out of the way, let's compare Super Sonic to our usual suspects. As with the original Sonic figure, Super Sonic is going to be too tall for true 1/12 scale. Based on the movie sizes, he's going to be too tall to fit into your average 6-inch display. However, he still will look really good when compared to the other Sonic figures. And he will be slightly taller than that previous Sonic figure because of his pointed up quills. Moving on to his articulation, Super Sonic is going to have a ball joint in the neck, butterfly joints in his shoulders, arms go out to the side and do a full 360. He does have a bicep swivel and a Figma joint in his elbow, hinge and swivel at his wrist, as well as finger articulation. Super Sonic does have a ball joint in his abdomen. His legs do kick forward, go back, out to the side, and have a thigh swivel. He will have a Figma joint in his knee. At his ankle, Sonic will have a hinge as well as forward-facing pin for rocker ankle. As you would expect, Super Sonic is going to have the exact same articulation from that previous Sonic figure. However, I do think that his head is a little more freed up because of his upward pointing quills. But he still carries over all that impressive articulation, and you can still get him in some great poses. Once again, it's just an amazing figure done by Jakks specific, and I'm blown away by what they did with this line. So with everything said and done about Super Sonic, let's get him posed for my final thoughts. The Sonic the Hedgehog 3 toy line has been a toy line that I've actually been blown away with every figure having its own unique charm. And even though this is a figure that is a 90% reuse, I'm still blown away by the amount of details in Super Sonic. The yellow fur is a really nice contrast to what we see from other Sonic figures, and it looks great here. Super Sonic is quite impressive, especially with the new head sculpt that he has on, and the attention to detailing on the head sculpt is quite impressive. I really do like the smirk that Super Sonic has on his expression, and I love the fact that they included the color change for his eyes. It's a small little detail, but it's a detail they could have easily looked over, but I'm glad they didn't. I'm not sure how they're going to play off Super Sonic in the movie, but as far as this action figure goes, I'm actually in love with it. That first Sonic figure was quite impressive, and Super Sonic here carries over that legacy as he's his own impressive figure as well. Some energy effects for Super Sonic would have gone a long way, but it's still a really nice figure, and seeing as how this line hasn't had any accessories, I really can't fault the figure because of that. I did find Super Sonic at my local Target, where it does appear that Target is getting Wave 2 first. Check out your local Targets for Super Sonic, or if you're able to wait, he will start hitting Walmart shortly. And at the affordable price of $14, I think Super Sonic is a great inclusion to any Sonic collection. Before we wrap up this video, I want to take a moment to thank you for watching another video here on the Dragon Den. But before you go, don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, and check out the rest of my action figure and Sonic videos. If you're in a position to help out the Dragon Den, check out my Patreon, where I have some exclusive content and early access videos. And check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, videos, recent pickups, latest prints, and as always, ring that bell so you never miss another video. And until next time, my loyal Dragonites, coming from the Dragon Den, I'm King of Dragons 5000 reminding you to redesign, rebuild, and reclaim. I'll see you next time.